Right, welcome back to Whizbit's Random Gaming as we continue the long plays of some Evercade releases. Today we are going to play Sly Spy from the Data East collection. And for anyone that's played this game, it's a huge James Bond ripoff. Everything about it, even to the beginning, you get to choose your name with a code. Now, it's almost sacrilege if you don't do 007. So this game's pretty typical of Data East around about the time of its release, which I believe was the late 80s, possibly 90. But I'm gonna have to get to grips with this, I think. Yeah, it very much follows the same formula as a lot of other games they were bringing out around about that time. Dragon Ninja, Bad Dudes, Two Crude Dudes, and a few others. Okay, so this may not be a beat 'em up, but you know, it's very similar in that aspect. The only real difference is the fact that you've got a gun, and you can't run out of bullets on this, which is a bit annoying.
Great job.
And there are so many James Bond references in this game. It's amazing. I mean, I'm not the biggest James Bond fan at all. I kind of grew up in the Roger Moore era of Bond. And whilst I wasn't a huge fan, I quite enjoyed the campiness of the Roger Moore character. Whereas, you know, my elders at the time used to tell me how terrible he was. I do get a lot of the references, even though I'm not a massive fan. I know there's a motorbike scene in one of the films. Obviously this is ripping that off. What one it is though, I couldn't tell you. But one of the things I like about this game is it kind of changes things up. It's quite a short game, but it does change things up quite regularly. So you've got your standard levels where you shoot, you jump to get to the end and fight a boss. You've got this, as you can see, the motorbike level. You've got the intro that we saw earlier where you jump out the parachute, and I believe there's one, maybe two underwater levels as well, which is also paying some sort of homage to a couple of Bond films. Oh my god, I just let him shoot me clean. Right.
Great job.
And Tigers as well. I believe Dr. No was the film with tigers in it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. I'm sure I will get a few of these references wrong as we go along. Shout out to Donald Pleasence, the original Bond villain and a fantastic actor. Most notable for his role in Halloween as Dr. Loomis, but who can forget him in Prince of Darkness, playing the president in Escape from New York. I absolutely loved Donald Pleasence back in the day. He was a great actor. I think he was one of John Carpenter's muses, wasn't he? He used to rely on him a lot. Now this is definitely a rip-off. The jetpack. That's definitely in a Bond film. I know that. Again, I wouldn't tell you what one. And this end of level boss is a complete and utter rip-off of Jaws. The guy that bites the shark in one of the films. I think it might be is it Moonraker? But he does appear in 2 James Bond films, I think, this guy. Definitely one of the most notorious Bond villains, Jaws. He kind of crossed the mainstream. He was very popular. To the point where the guy that played him, he made a career just from that role.
Great job.
Ah, here we go. Yeah, underwater, as I said. I mean, you can either view this game as a huge rip-off or a game that just pays homage to the actual franchise. And this golden gun. Which is quite useless anyway, really, because you don't get it for very long. And why would you get a golden gun underwater? Surely you would have that. It'd be better off within the more platforming stages. But they do definitely go for the iconic Bond scenes within this game. And credit to them. Maybe they reached out to do a James Bond game, but it just didn't make financial sense. So they thought, you know what? We'll just do our own. Right, so this guy pops up a little bit later on, if I remember rightly. He's not the boss right now, is he? No, that's right. You have to take the shark on. And as you can see, I've run out of bullets here. So I've got a pathetic knife. It's almost a benefit to die there. So you can get your harpoon back. And I will go through quite a lot of credits on this one. I don't proclaim to be someone that does one life, long plays or anything as such.
Great job.
And look at that. That looks just like the goldfish in your front room on that awful morning when you wake up and start crying to your mum when he's died. My first goldfish was called Starsky, after Starsky and Hutch, and he didn't last particularly long. It wasn't long until I found him in that upside down position. R.I.P. Starsky. I mean, really, the jetpack, you get it. It's a great option, and then you get hit once and lose it. They were not very kind with the power-ups in this game. Whilst you get the golden gun and the jetpack, you know, how long would you realistically have them? Oh, absolutely got smashed there. Ah.
You die.
I quite like the addition of these tigers within the game.
Great job.
Again, there's going to be some references I'm missing here because, like I say, I'm not the biggest of Bond fans, but I'm certain that every level is directly influenced by one of the movies. Unfortunately, I won't be able to tell you which ones. Well, not all of them anyway. Like this one, I'm sure it is influenced by something within the franchise, but to me it just looks like level 3 on Rolling Thunder. And you've got to hate these leaps of faith, haven't you? See? That's literally designed to make me chuck another 20 pence in. And so was that. I mean, you know they're down there once you jump. It's just... the dogs, I forgot about them. Every game has its annoying baddie, and the dogs are one of them in this. Yeah, as I was saying, you know the villains are down there, you jump. But it's about, can you get them in time? Sometimes it's a bit cheap, you know, and you just can't. And it feels like it was designed specifically that way so that they could get your money. Now, I know that's the purpose of arcades, but it still never went down well. Now, this one, well, we all know this is ripped off. Even I know this is the guy. Is it from The Golden Gun? I'm saying even though. But definitely an iconic Bond villain.
Great job.
Doesn't fare so well in the video game. Yeah, a secondary underwater level. And again, even though this is a short game, like I mentioned earlier, it keeps it different enough so that you don't get bored in that short period of time with the levels. I would have liked to have seen maybe another motorbike cycle level. But they went with the water one to make the numbers up, and that's okay. I mean, Data East around about this time, they was on a massive roll, weren't they, with the arcades, and even beforehand. You know, if they wasn't releasing hit after hit, even the ones that weren't hit, the qualities was there for, you know, they were still great games. They was they're legendary in the arcade scene, Data East, for me. Oh, That was stupid. Okay, so now we've got this guy. Another one influenced by one of the movies, most definitely. And again, I can't recall what one. My boss, he would be shouting at me right now. He is a Bond aficionado. And he would know every single one of these references.
Great job.
That's a nice little touch there, the way that he collapses. Just to let you know, yes, you've done a demolition job on him. Which Bond would you say that the main character here is based on? Roger Moore or Sean Connery? I'm going to go Sean Connery. We're not even going to mention Timothy Dalton. Although saying that, I think I don't know, was he Bond by the time this had come out? I'm sure he'd been and gone. I will say, the levels do get rather frantic, quite busy as well, you know. It's very easy to pass on this, and if you're determined to finish it, you will be pumping the coins in. But it was one of the ones that me and my friends, we finished this on multiple occasions, because like I said, even though... Now that's the golden gun. Yeah, like I said, even though it got frantic, it wasn't that difficult. We finished it enough between us. We used to normally move on and go to the next arcade machine and try our luck on that once we'd finished one, if we ever got that lucky. But I'm fairly certain we went back to this on a couple of occasions. And that's down to how enjoyable it was, how short it was, and, you know, it was relatively easy to complete. You know, we was putting 10p's in them days. This is before the days of the 20 pence arcade machine. So we're on the boss rush. Something not just Data East are guilty of. Most game companies have done this in one way or another. I'll always call it cheap and boring. But I'm kind of used to it, so I don't complain. But it's definitely a lack of ideas for the final level. How should we finish the game off? I know, let him fight everyone from the previous levels that he supposedly already killed. Okay, you could get away with it on this one because the tigers, yeah, you can have infinite tigers. And Jitsu, or whatever his name is again. I can't even remember his name, that's how bad I am. I think he was played by, was it a wrestler, Mr. Saito? Japanese wrestler. Also wrestled in the AWA, I believe, and for a short period, NWA WCW. And was also in The Running Man. So here we've got the final boss, who is truly pathetic.
Great job.
Oh look, it's President Ronnie again, fresh from buying the bad dudes a burger. Or buying one for himself, if you've seen the ending of that game. Now, I've missed a few things, apparently. I won't be going back again looking for them. Sorry, Ron. So at least with this game, you get some credits, which is always nice. Take note, bad dudes. But anyway, do you remember this game? Where did you first play it? Did you play the god-awful ports on the 8-bit computers? I had one on the Amstrad and it was pathetic. But again, it's what we had in the day. It's what we pretended was the arcade machines with our Quickshot 2s. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching another playthrough. I'll be back with some more shortly. Until then, you guys take care.
Oh, fly.